Beautiful people, thank you for tuning in and welcome to this video. Spotting players in DayZ is one of the most important but also difficult things when it comes to PvP in this game. And for the majority of my DayZ career, I thought about spotting enemies as something that depends on the settings, talents and maybe experience, but not as something that you can actually practice. That obviously changed, and now I'm here to present my top tips for getting better at spotting enemies in this game. So we will talk about a lot of things, and those include your mindset, of course, the settings that you need, and the actual mechanics of what I do in-game to spot players. And I'm very confident that after this video you will be better at spotting players in DayZ. The number one thing that you can change to become a better spotter and PvP player in this game, besides the settings of course, is your mindset. And so the mindset that I'm talking about is actually nothing new, something that you already know and what makes DayZ so special, and that is that there is danger everywhere. Behind every tree, behind every forest, behind every building, in every building can be an enemy that is trying to snipe you. And how is something that you already know going to help you become a better spotter? Here's how. If we are honest, we are aware of the fact that danger is everywhere, but we are not acting accordingly. It is not possible to always think about other players, and that is where this mindset shift comes into play, because if we focus on that, if we make that one of our main priorities in that game, then we are almost constantly ready for other players, and especially we are constantly looking and searching for other players. And that simple shift in priorities in your mindset will help you spot more players, because you will actively look for other players. And the best thing about that is that you can actually practice that in game, not only on your most favorite server when you're running from point A to B, which is 80% of the DayZ experience, but also on the Deathmatch server, because in the end everything comes down to experience and practice. And when it comes to PvP and especially spotting other players, then Deathmatch servers are way better, because you will spot, you will see and you will shoot way more players that you will ever see, spot and shoot on a regular DayZ server. So join the Deathmatch server with the mindset, with the priority of actively searching for other players, actively try to spot other players. Obviously shoot them as well, this will help you with your aim and your mechanics, but we are on the topic of spotting other players, and that is where your priority should be. And besides the Deathmatch server, also prioritize this on the server that you normally play on. And this tip alone, this simple shift in priorities in your mindset, will help you become way better at spotting other players and in PvP in general. So now we hop in-game onto a Deathmatch server, and I would like to show you the technique and the mechanics that I use to spot players. First of all, obviously middle mouse button where you can zoom in, very important. And second of all, I try to avoid auto running in one line, because that makes you an easy target and doesn't help you in improving. What I do is I zigzag, I AD all of the time. I try to AD all of the time in a random pattern, which is important. So longer to the right, shorter, just randomize your AD input, which makes you harder to hit. Then I press A, A and D like I said, but what I actually meant is I press Alt to turn my head freely from left to right. And what I do then is actually inspired by real life CQB training method, or method in general, which is called pieing. And so I separate my screen into different pieces of pies. So this is one piece, this is another piece, this is another piece, and this is another piece. So obviously left and right, different pieces that I'm then checking one after the other. So first piece is in front, then like 45 degrees to the right, then 90 degrees to a bit more behind me. And then I'm either checking it one at a time or I'm checking it randomly. This also highly depends on the situation that you are in, where you are, because there are obviously higher priority areas for me right now. One very high priority is the city, where the majority of the players are that are shooting. This barn would be a high priority as well. And then, yeah, we obviously have the forest, the tree line, open field. So in this case right here, everything is basically very important. And so when I run here, I switch from the barn to the open field, to the city, to behind me towards the city, back to the tree line. And I'm constantly switching my attention. I'm staying on one piece of pie for like a few seconds, then I'm switching to the other, and I'm obviously looking for movement. Our eyes are pretty good at spotting movement, and the other thing that you need to focus on besides moving is actually bright spots on the map, because this obviously also depends on the server, but players are mostly more shiny than the map in general. But like I said, this is practice and comes with experience, but yeah, you can definitely accelerate your learning by practicing. And apart from that, your settings are crucial when it comes to spotting players. I'm now going to show you my video settings, which look like this. I made a full video about my settings, which you can check out, first link in the description, where I talk about all my settings. But yeah, this I will now focus on the video settings. And apart from your video settings in-game, what is really important as well and helps you spot players are sadly filters. Everyone uses them on PvP servers especially, so you are kind of forced to also use them. The best option is reshade, I would say, or if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, what I'm using, I simply use the NVIDIA GeForce overlay filters. You can take a look at them in my latest video, but what I recommend is do your own research, watch some videos and test out different filter settings, because this highly depends on what monitor you have, how bright it is, simply what monitor it is, because it is different from monitor to monitor. And apart from that, another really important thing that you should always keep in mind in this game is checking trees, because trees are the best spot to hide in this game, but they are also the most obvious spot to hide in this game because everyone does it. The thing is that the grass on the ground isn't rendering past a few hundred meters, as you can see here, and so lying down somewhere is, you're basically a free kill because everyone can instantly see you. So what the majority of players are doing is standing inside of a tree. This makes you way harder to spot, but the experienced player is constantly checking trees. So you can also use bushes like these. They are also kinda good at hiding you if you don't move. But apart from that, trees are the best spot for you to hide. So always focus on trees. Like this ghillie is using... What the fuck? Okay. He's struggling to see me. And I'm struggling to fucking hit him. What the fuck? Dude. He's only uncan, I know, but he will instantly respawn. So always check trees, especially on deathmatch servers, because there are people like me camping outside of the map, sniping inwards. So while running around, while randomly checking your pile pieces, especially focus on big green trees. And the last tip that I would like to give you has also something to do with hiding in a tree like I'm doing right now, and that is that you have to keep moving. Don't underestimate players in this game, because you will get pretty good at spotting other players. So in my experience, it is better to keep moving and to be seen than to get one-tapped sitting in a tree. It is very hard for a player to one-hit me if I'm doing this right now, but it is way easier if I'm doing this. And if I'm chilling here, spotting the city, moving a bit, then an experienced player that runs down there will look up here and will definitely spot me. This is obviously very situational and subjective and comes down to the server that you play on, but my experience on PvP servers, you rather move around and be seen than get one-tapped while you are hiding in a tree. So yeah, that's it for this video. Like I said, check out my settings video, and if you're interested in getting better at PvP, then also check out my PvP tips and tricks video that I did a few weeks ago. They are both linked in the description. And other than that, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. And yeah, please share your experiences, your techniques of spotting other players. Apart from that, as per usual, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. If you want to support me, then hit the like button, comment something under this video. Feedback is important for the algorithm and for me, for new content in the future. So yeah, like I said, thank you for your time, thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day, guys, and see ya. Bye bye.
Nah, we don't take no losses. Stop it, you know that we straight young bosses. See it, we want it, we